This Saturday, July 6th, there are 3 different cards in North America that will be televised and will also have odds offered on them on the sports betting apps. Let me tell you what I think you should be focusing on. The first one up is going to be from the top-ranked card in Newark, New Jersey, and it is the co-main with O'Shaquie Foster versus Robson Conceicao, and this is for Foster's WBC World Super Featherweight title at 130 pounds. This is maybe the third or fourth defense for Foster, and what you would notice if you've seen him fight before is that he's a good fighter, but he's often had to come from behind in his defenses and pull something out in the last minute. Conceicao's history has been kind of the opposite. He comes in and he fights and ends up just falling short when he steps up. He's a former Olympian for Brazil. He's 35 years old, but I think this might be his time. He might finally come out with the bag this one. So if you're really looking to play this safe, and you're looking at DraftKings and FanDuel, the safest thing you can do here is, will the fight go the distance? Yes, and that's only offered on FanDuel at minus 290. Don't really love these kinds of things, and usually I'll only throw them in there as a part of a parlay. But if that's something you want to do, something a little bit safer, then go for that. Next thing up would be the money line for both Foster and Conceicao. Both DraftKings and FanDuel offer the money line on Foster at minus 215, meaning he's a slight favorite. When you look at Conceicao, you see that the FanDuel line is a little bit more favorable at plus 172 versus DraftKings plus 165. Really what I want to look at, though, is knowing that I'm telling you that this fight is going to go the distance and I believe Conceicao will win. FanDuel offers Conceicao by points or decision, and that's at plus 300. That's a pretty good figure, and I'm going to be taking that more than likely. However, if you do decide to take a money line bet on either guy, what I would suggest is splitting your bet. So like if you're betting $50, put 25 and 25, so that if it's getting down to it, it's a close fight, you think you're winning and they're offering a cash out, but you're not 100% sure the judges are going to do the right thing here, you can at least cash out one of them and not completely feel stupid when the boxing gods take the win away from you, right? The second fight I want to focus on is going to be the headliner for that fight. Newark's own Shakur Stevenson coming in to fight against Artem Harutyunyan. Harutyunyan is a guy who was really not on the radar for most people. He was a local German fighter until last year when he fought Frank Martin in a fight and really tested him. Like he took him the full 12 rounds. Everybody came out of it saying Frank Warren didn't look as good as he should have. But you also could say that Harutyunyan looked a lot better than people expected. Now, the thing about this, and I think this is a tailor-made fight for Shakur Stevenson to really showcase his skills if he wants to, is that Harutyunyan is a guy who comes forward, he's offensive-minded, and I don't think he's really all that heavy-handed. So Stevenson can weather the storm, and I think if you're looking at it, we'll take a look at the different lines here, but I really think you might want to look for a spectacular ending on this one. So normally when we're looking at this, we look at the money line. Both times it says minus 2,500. I'm not going anywhere near that. That's just a waste of time. Stevenson by points or decision is much more reasonable. DraftKings has it at minus 130. FanDuel at minus 105. That's the more likely outcome when you look at Stevenson's fights. He does tend to play it safe a lot of times, and with some things outstanding, like his fight against Jamel Herring was not one where he had to play it safe. He went out there for the kill. This one, though, I really do think that we're looking at the last 3 lines here on this graphic, because Stevenson, I believe, will come out of this with a stoppage. Harutyunyan comes forward. Stevenson, as defensive-minded as he is, when he sees a guy kind of like to open up too much, he's going to take advantage of it, and I think this is the guy that's going to do that for him. Me, personally, what I'm looking at is actually that last line for FanDuel where Stevenson wins in rounds 9 through 12. They'll offer something for Stevenson to win in rounds 10 through 12. I think it's like plus 500, but I'd rather have that extra round in there and get it a plus 330. So what you might see me doing is parlaying Stevenson winning in rounds 9 through 12 at plus 330 and Conceicao by decision at plus 300. Lastly, I just want to talk about some of the other fights that are going on. These are things that I'm not going to bet on. First thing is the Keyshawn Davis fight that's, I believe, on the same card. That odds discrepancy I mentioned in the short earlier in the week is still there. DraftKings is saying Keyshawn Davis minus 4,000, whereas everywhere else, including FanDuel, is more in the minus 1,600 range. Again, I'm not going anywhere near it, but if that's what you want to do, go for it. If you're looking to bet his opponent, whose name escapes me at this time, then I would say that you're probably looking at betting it on DraftKings because of the wide odds on Keyshawn Davis. But honestly, if that's what you want to do, you might want to just take the amount of money you have that you would bet on his opponent, pull it out of the ATM, and, I don't know, set it on fire, because you kind of get there faster that way. The second thing I wanted to look at was William Zepeda versus Giovanni Cabrera. That's a fight that's happening in Toronto. Again, I'm a Freddie Roach guy. Giovanni Cabrera is coached by Freddie Roach, but I don't think that this is one that I want to touch either. Cabrera, I believe, is a plus 850 underdog. I don't think he's going to pull it off, but I'll be rooting for him. Just want to let you know that that's out there as well. And then lastly, you have a card that is headlined by Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal, where they will be boxing at light heavyweight, 175 pounds. That line is also something that's out there. I think Masvidal is a favorite of like minus 225 or something like that. I don't really care. Just to note it for you, though, I did want to say that Danny Jacobs is going to be on the card versus Shane Mosley Jr. at super middleweight, I believe. And Jacobs, this is his first fight in over 2 years. He last fought in January 2022. Honestly, I'm not too excited about seeing that. I hope he's not doing it because he needs the money, and I hope he stays safe. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hit the like or subscribe button if you liked what you saw, or leave a comment and let me know what I could be doing better. I'm trying to get better each time. So thanks again for your time. And one last note, you guys see me wearing the New York Knicks hat. I'm a New York Knicks fan. We lost Isaiah Hartenstein this week to free agency to the OKC Thunder, and I just wanted to say, Hartenstein, you were awesome. You're definitely going to be missed, but nobody can blame you for finding your way to get a payday that's going to give you an extra $11 million a year, I believe, over what the Knicks can offer. So best of luck. Thanks.